All right, I'm going to go over the integer operations with you. Bear with me because this is a picture and I have to kind of go in. So I'm going to edit this. So the first one is integers are blank or blank whole numbers. So I want you to pause and think about what would go in there. Integers are blank or blank whole numbers. Now we know about integers. We know whole numbers are like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then integers, when we started talking about integers, we started adding in the negative numbers. So so on this one, integers are, it's going to be positive. I'm going to make that darker to see. Positive or negative whole numbers. Okay? So there's a couple ways that we can do this. We can do it with the number line with the counters. And in class, we'll have the color counters, but on here, I'm going to do positives and negatives as our counters. So let's start with the first one, -6 plus 3. So we're going to start at -6, and I think I'm going to change the color here. We're going to start at -6, and I'm going to add -3. Now, if I was adding +3, I would go to the right, but since I'm adding -3, I'm going to go to the left. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left. So -6 plus -3 puts me at -9. So that's my answer here, which is -9. Okay? All right, and then this is, we're adding with the same signs. So that was 2 negatives. Now we're going to deal with 2 positives. Now we know that 8 plus 5, we already know that that's 13. But I'm going to show it on a number line. So I'm going to start at 8. You can pick anywhere as long as you have room to go to the right, because we're adding +5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's how you can show that 8 plus 5 equals 13. Okay, so we can also use counters on here. And like I said, in class we have positive and negative counters. But on this one, I'm going to use negative and positive numbers. So I'm going to use red for negative. 1, 2, 3, 4 negative reds. And then I'm going to add to that 5 more negatives reds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have all negative red colors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 total things here, and they're all negative. So I'm going to simply add them together, find the sum, and the answer would be -9. Okay? Do the same thing here with -2 plus -4. I have 2 negatives, and I'm adding to that 4 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2 negatives plus 4 negatives. I have a total of 6 negatives. Okay, so that's how you would do that. You would do the same thing if you had all positive numbers, just like you would do in number 4 here, because number 4 here is 12 plus 6. Well, we've been doing that for a long time. But on number 1 here, -8 plus -7. Pause the video, try to figure it out. Hopefully you got -15. And you can use the counters on here. You can use the number line, or you can kind of use your positive and negatives like I did, or try to do it in your head, which either way. All right, so the same thing. I want you to pause the video. I want you to try to do 2, 3, and 4, and then come back and we'll go over the answers. All right, for number 2, you should have -11. For number 3, you should also have -11. And for number 4, you should have +18. Okay? So then before we move on, add integers with the same sign by finding the blank. Keep the sign of the numbers. Add integers with the same sign. Well, we're adding them together. So if we're adding them together, we're finding the sum. So the sum is in here. And keep the sign of the numbers. All right, so let's go ahead and let's move down to if we're adding with different signs. So now we have positives and negatives, okay? So this first one right here, I'm at the +3 value. I'm going to change my color. I'm going to change my color to blue. All right, so I'm at +3. Well, +3 is not on this number line, so they made a mistake on this one. So I'm going to extend it out. 1, 2, 3. So here I'm at now. That should say +3. So I'm here at +3. Okay. And I want to add to this -11.